Hello beautiful people, how you all doing? Hope great. I'm back again with another tutorial. The last video was how to make a female senator top. So today we're going to be making the pants, that's the trouser, so it can match up together. So this is I'm using 2.5 meters of fabric. So I cut out the fabric and my fabric is folded into two. I fold my fabric into two. So first I will take, this is the folded edge, while this side is open. So first of all, I'm going to take 1 inch here. I'll mark 1 inch here. Here's my chalk. Making a straight pant. So I cut 1 inch here, you take 1 inch down. So I marked out 1 inch line here. To make a female pant, the measurement you need are the waist measurement, the hip measurement, the crotch, the length of the pant or the length of the trouser, your knee measurement, and the cuff measurement or ankle measurement. So first I'll be taking the length measurement. The length measurement is 39 inches. So I'll leave these 2 inches aside. For the waist, I'll be minusing 2 inches for the waistband. So my length is 39 inches. I place 39 inches here. And I'll be adding 1.5 inch for folding. So this is the 39 inches length. And this is the 1.5 inch for the folding. So what I will do is to draw a line here. And draw here. But next is to take the crotch measurement. To get your crotch measurement, you use 1/4 of your hip measurement. That is, you divide your hip measurement by 4 and use 1 part. So the hip measurement I'm working with is 46 inches. So when I divide 46 by 4, it gives me 11.5 inches. So 11.5 inches, I'll be adding 1 inch to it. You can leave it like that, but I just feel like adding 1 inch to it. So that will be 12.5 inches. That will serve for the crotch length. This 2 inches for the waist belt. Then I will mark a line here. This is the crotch measurement. I will now place the hip measurement. From waist to hip is 9 inches. So this is where I will mark my 9 inches. Mark my 9 inches here. That is the waist, the hip measurement. I'll draw a line here. I'll measure right from this crotch line to the length, which is 26 inches. Then you take half of it. That will serve as the knee measurement, as your knee measurement. So this is for the knee. I draw the line here, like so. And line here. So I will now place the hip measurement, the waist measurement, the circumference, the hip measurement. So the hip measurement I'm working with, like I said earlier, is 46 inches divided by 4, which is 11.5 inches. 11.5 inches, I'll be adding 2 inches for seam allowance, 1 inch on the other side and 1 inch on this side. That is 13.5 inches. So right from this line here, I draw it straight. I will measure 13.5 inches here. So I draw a line here. So this is the hip measurement. So this line I'm marking will serve as a guideline to the measurement so you can see very clearly. I'll be taking the midpoint of this 13.5 inches. 13.5 inches, I'll go for the midpoint. That would be 6 3/4. So I will take half of the hip measurement. So I will use it to draw the line straight. And I will draw this line, this midpoint line here. I'll draw it all the way down. I want to place my waist measurement. So I'll place my waist measurement here. The waist measurement I'm working with is 36 inches. Divide by 4, which is 9 inches. I'll be adding 2 inches for seam allowance. That is 11 inches. But this line here will serve as a guideline for my measurement. So I'll be putting 11 inches for the waist measurement. So I'll be taking half of the 11 inches. I'll put in 5.5 on this side. In between this line, I'll put 5.5 inches on this side and 5.5 inches on this side. So that is the waist measurement. 5.5 inches and 5.5 inches here. So I will draw this line right from the waist to meet the hip measurement. I will use this curve roller to draw the line to meet the hip measurement. For the crotch, I will be taking 2.5 inches here. Connect the line just like you curve the line, like you're making your armhole. This is 2.5 inches, so I curve the line, just draw the line to meet the hip measurement, the hip line. And don't forget, you can only divide the waist measurement by 4. You divide only the hip and the waist measurement by 4, but the knee and the ankle or the cuff, you divide it by 2. So I'm going to be placing the knee measurement. So the knee measurement is 18 inches. 18 divided by 2 is 9 inches. I'll be adding 2 inches for seam allowance, which is 11 inches. Then the 11 inches, I'm going to still place the 11 inches at this midpoint here. So I'll place 11 inches. I'll place 5.5 inches on this side and 5.5 inches on this side. So this is the 11 inches I've marked. I still place it in between, in the middle here. So like I said earlier, this middle line will give me guideline on how to place the measurements. I'll be using for the ankle, I'll be using 13 inches, that is the cuff. Then 13 inches divided by 2 is 6.5 inches. 6.5 inches plus 2 inches, that is 8.5 inches. So that's 8.5 inches. I'm going to still place it here, divide it into 2. 8.5 inches. Take 4 1/4 here and 4 1/4 here. That is for the cuff, for the ankle. So I'm going to join the lines together. Take your hip curve, then I draw it, mark it right from here, from the crotch to meet the heel, and from here so on this side, I'm going to connect the lines together. From waist to hip, and from the hip to the knee, and from there to the cuff line. This is the front panel. I will use this front panel to cut out the back side. So I cut the one side here. And I'll use this one to cut out the back side. So I've laid my fabric on the table to cut the back panel. I will take the front one, place it on top of the back one, like so. Here, I'm going to I'll draw a line here where this one ends. And then for the upper side, here I'm taking a, let's say I will extend it here 2 inches. From here I will extend it 2 inches here, up here. And I will take it from here. So I extended it 2 inches. Then I will take it from there. So the back side is always bigger than the front one. So that is why I added 2 inches on this side. So on this side, I'll be adding 2.5 inches here. So I'll draw this line. And then still curve it. Make a curve here. And so I'm going to draw it. On the back side, I'll take it like so. So that's it. I will remove this one now. I'll take this off. So this is the front one and this is the back one. We'll be putting the fabric together now. I will pin here because I'll be sewing the crotch, the 2 crotch. So I'll be sewing the crotch together, the back panel and the front panel. I finished sewing the crotch together. This is the back panel, and the front one I left 8 inches open. I left 8 inches open for the front one. So this is where I will insert my zip because I'm going to be inserting zip. I'm not putting rope on this one. I'm adding zip to it. So I will now go ahead and sew the zip to the trouser, to the front side, to the trouser, that is the front panel. Okay, I've finished sewing I've finished attaching the zip to the front panel. So what I'm going to do next is to sew the both sides together. the front one. I take the front one and the back one. So I will go ahead and pin them together. I will start sewing it right from the waist to the bottom of the pants. I'm not adding that to this pants. I just want to make it a straight pants. I'll finish sewing the both sides. I will go ahead and hem the ankle, that is the cuff. Remember, I added 1.5 inches to it for the folding. I will take 1.5 inch. And I will take it like so. You can press it with your iron. So I will do the same thing on the other leg. I'll do the same thing on this side. So I'll go ahead and hem the ankle. So what we're going to do next, I'm done with the ankle, that is the cuff. What we're going to do is to sew this place around. We'll start sewing it from here all the way up and down to this side. So I'll pin them together. You take this midpoint here, the crotch, and take this crotch, you join them, match them together. Come this way and pin them again. I will start sewing it from here. Sew it down and sew it down to the other side. I've finished sewing it. What I'm going to do next is to attach the waistband to the trouser. So you open it up. This is my waistband. I cut out 2 inches, and the wideness is 2 inches and the length is 38 inches. 36 inches is the waist measurement. So I cut out 38 inches. The 2 inches is just extra 2 inches. So I'm going to be attaching it to the start by folding it from here. I'll pin it round. Here's the finished look of the pants. I'll finish attaching the waistband to it. So what I'm going to do, I will add a button here, either hook or button here. So we are done. Here is my pants. So this is the female senator top I made earlier. So we are done with our top and the trouser. So thank you so much guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel in case you are new. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you get to know each time I upload video. Thank you for your support. I love you all. Bye.